Concealed carry permits have gone up 207% in the last 8 years. Where does Gallatin County fall? I'll have the numbers for you later.
And a small plane crash leaves 3 people dead near St. Ignatius. Coming up, how eyewitnesses say it might have happened. Good morning to you and welcome to your Friday. I'm Missy O'Malley. Our own Chet Lehman is broadcasting live from Yellowstone National Park, and Matt Elwell has our Labor Day weekend forecast here in just a moment. Top story for you now. Park County Sheriff's Office is investigating a tanker truck fire on U.S. Highway 89 South. It happened at about 7 o'clock last night. Officials say the truck was headed northbound when the bottom of the vehicle somehow caught fire. The driver of the truck was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. Fortunately, no one else was hurt. There were minor traffic delays while crews put that fire out. And in the last 10 years, the number of concealed carry handgun permits in the United States has soared by 207%. MTN's Gabby Crevitt takes a closer look at Gallatin County and the number of female permit holders.
Concealed carry, or carrying a concealed weapon, is the act of carrying a weapon, like a handgun, in public, but in a discreet manner. In the last decade, concealed handgun permits have increased in the United States by 273%. The Gallatin County Sheriff's Office says there's currently 3,809 active concealed carry permit holders in Gallatin County, and that number is growing.
This year, to give you an idea, we're projected to have over 1,000 men put in for concealed weapons permits compared to the 300 that are women.
And while there are more men with active concealed weapon permits in Gallatin County, the Sheriff's Office notes that the number of women applying for permits has gone up significantly in the last 5 years.
You see these horror stories in the news, whether it's from across the country or even locally here in Montana. I think that scares some people. And in a place like Montana, even in Gallatin County, if something bad happens, it could really take us a while to get to you to help you.
The number of new concealed carry permits have gone up among women in Gallatin County. In 2015, there were 67, and in 2018, there were 285. And local businesses are noticing this increase.
The crux of our business is women.
Sal Navarro owns Montana Tactical Firearms Instruction, which offers firearms safety training courses in Three Forks.
We have a lot of ladies coming. We'll have to offer classes sometimes 4 times a month in order to accommodate them.
Patricia Rice says the experience can be cathartic for some women.
There are some women that have come in here that have been abused and absolutely frightened of a firearm. And when they're done with that, it's like a release for them. I've had quite a few women have that experience on the range where they felt like that was the turning point for them to come forward and now become a concealed carry holder.
In Bozeman, Gabby Crevitt, MTN News.
Now, the biggest jump in new concealed carry permit holders in Gallatin County happened between 2015 and 2016. Interesting numbers there.
Yep.
Matt joins me now. We're really excited about this weekend ahead of us, aren't we?
Yes, we are. It's going to be a beautiful weekend. Today's going to be pretty nice as well. There are a few rain chances out there, but I don't think that they're going to really dampen the day too much. I think very few of those showers really affect most of our area. Quickly warming up, a mix of clouds for the afternoon, a slight chance of showers or thunderstorm possibilities in southern Gallatin County. Also a little closer to Butte, there is an isolated chance late in the day. We'll talk about how this is going to impact your weekend and much more coming up in just a few minutes.
Thank you for that, Matt. New this morning, 3 people were killed in a small plane crash yesterday near St. Ignatius. Witnesses say they believe the plane clipped a lower power line just before the crash. MTN's Connor McCauley was on the scene and has this report.
3 people are dead after the plane behind me crashed into a field here outside St. Ignatius. Now, the cause of the crash is still under investigation, but a downed power line in the distance and the presence of Northwestern Energy implies the fact that the plane might have made contact with a power line before it went down in the field.
Moved into the plane to check vitals, and like I say, they're all 3 fatals. The folks were flying in here to visit friends here, and we believe they may have struck one of the high power lines, and which caused them to lose control and crash into the field here.
Emergency responders from Missoula and Lake County, as well as tribal law enforcement, responded to the scene, and now a federal organization will conduct the investigation.
The FAA is flying in. I talked to FAA and the National Safety Transportation Board. I talked to those folks on the phone, and FAA is flying in, and they will be in tonight and then start investigating in the morning. and we will do scene security all night out here.
In St. Ignatius, Connor McCauley, MTN News.
Now, the victims' bodies have been transported to the coroner's office for analysis. Sheriff Don Bell says he will release their identities once their families have been notified. And a Butte pastor pleaded guilty in Missoula District Court to charges of wire fraud. Pastor Kenneth Hogue of United Pentecostal Church in Butte admitted to embezzling more than $288,000 from the church. He'd been the pastor there since 1982. The whole thing happened over the span of 4 years, beginning in 2012, when Hogue became the treasurer for the organization. Hogue faces up to 20 years in prison. Also new this morning, to the Four Corners area just west of Bozeman is growing so fast it's outpacing its sewer district. So the state of Montana has given the district $11.3 million loan to build a new treatment facility. The 30-year loan will cost residents in the district just 2.5% interest. Work on the project is expected to be finished by next summer. And crews are prepping the popular Bozeman Creek Trail for the winter months. The National Forest Service and Bridger Ski Winter Trail maintenance is underway in the Sourdough drainage area to prepare for the trails for the winter recreation. Crews and volunteers will help clear the trails so there is enough room for groomers and cross-country skiers when the snow starts to fly. Oh boy. And it won't cause any closures on the trail, but users should keep an eye out for those workers.
So right now people should just expect to see some machinery in there. There'll be flaggers and people kind of alerting folks to the fact that there's work going on up there. Just practice caution around there. Maybe keep your dogs with you when there's machinery in the area.
Now, this is a yearly procedure for this trail. It is time for a quick break. Let's take a look ahead on Montana this morning, as well as getting a preview of your headlines at 7 on CBS this morning.